We're going to make us a one-pan breakfast this morning.
Go.
Hello, we're going to make us a one-pan breakfast starting with coffee. This machine is a hot water container. You put water in it, push the little button down, it boils the water, shuts off automatically. You want to watch that so it doesn't work sometimes. So now you just have your hot water, instant coffee. You can't make breakfast without coffee. That goes in there. You toss it on. We're going to give you a quick rundown of what we're doing. It's that simple. They're like $20. You could buy them anywhere. Perfect for a dorm room, college, water, hot soup, tea. It's perfect. This is an extra nice burner. This is a hot plate. It's got two of them on it. I just used the one. Teflon pan, typical burner. On the side over here, it's got a light. Take a look at the light. When that light goes off, I'll do it quick. That means your pan's up to temperature. And it's got a little number. So on this one, I like 4. When that light goes off on 4, we'll be able to make food perfectly. If you can't see the light, it's okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to make breakfast an omelet. This is just regular oil, cooking oil, 2 potatoes, Swiss cheese, some ham, some eggs, a bowl to stir them up, and everything that we're done, including the plates at the end of the meal, will go in this bag. We'll zip it up. We won't have any dishes to do except for this knife and the pan. It's going to be that simple. Alrighty, back to potatoes. What we've done, I've already chopped up some. I'm going to show you how to peel a potato. What you do is, all these little niches like that that's really bad, parts like that, inside is black. We took this and washed it first. Then we wipe it up. And see how you can see the black in there? You got to get that off or it just tastes bad. See the little blacks that go way down in? You got to dig that off. Sometimes you have some waste on your potato. When you're picking them in the store, if you could pick individual ones, you're a lot better off. We bought these in a big bag, so this is how it comes out. See, that's not too bad. What we do is we take the leftovers, we put them in this plastic bag we've got over here. Now, you want to make them look like this size here, the smaller ones. So what you do is you cut this in half. You cut it in half again. So you see the sizes? You want to get the sizes so when they come out, you don't have to spend a lot of time re-chopping your potato. See how the sizes, when you break them all apart, they look like that nice? We'll just do this quick here. This is a long pointed knife. It's actually used for carving meat and stuff like that, and it has serrations. So you can use this for do everything with it. You got to be careful you don't cut through your plates because they are pretty flimsy. And what you do is you just set this over here with that. Then when you're done, we're going to take this and put them all in here. Because you have to cook these, because we're going to make home fries. But what you need to do is you take these and you put them in a microwave. When you microwave them for, like, say that's going to be about 5 minutes, they get really soft. We're still waiting for the pan to come up. And in the interim, you'll break some eggs and put those into a container, which I got to go get. And wait for your pan to come up. Alrighty, what we're going to do now is we're going to make some base of the egg omelet. We crack them in here. We've got 5 eggs. Don't want to smash them too hard. Just end up with a little white stuff in there. Goes like this. And all the waste is going in this plastic bag. So our counter stays clean and we don't have to keep wiping it up. See that? And we got all our eggs right here. We're going to move it over. And then we're going to take a little water and stick it in here. Water, not milk. Just that much. And you always want to use cold water. Napkin for our hands. Because if you use hot water, it'll start to cook your eggs. Now what we try to do, we get a little too much in this pan. It's going to slop around a little bit. But you keep stirring this until all your eggs and stuff are all mixed up together so it all looks very nice. Alrighty, our little light is out so we can start making our eggs. We're doing this for 2 today, so we're going to make one big omelet for 2 people. Now this is the oil. You kind of go back and forth on the pan, like this is my little method. Okay, that's about all you need. And then what we have is paprika pepper. Paprika, it's not really a pepper. Just put it on like that. Some people actually put it on the home fries. This is what we're making right now, a home fries base. Then I like to use black pepper. Sprinkle that on nice liberally because you can put in a lot of stuff. And Worcester. Or steak sauce. This happens to be a steak sauce. You don't need a lot of it, but it adds liquid to it. That's all nice and fizzy so we know it's hot. And all our little stuff are done. Our potatoes are ready. They're out of the microwave, and how you check, that goes in really soft and they're hot. How nice that goes in. If that went in and the potatoes ran all over and they pushed, you'd know they're not ready yet. These are nice, they're still firm, so they're ready to go. So what we want to do is dump them on top, try not to burn ourselves. And you got to break them up a little bit because they stick together when you microwave them in that little bowl. Now that bowl, you could, when you dump these out, you could go make your eggs. And crack them all in that same plate if you want, all in the same bowl. We did it just to demo and speed it up a little bit. I just use an extra plate. You can actually do this, if you're doing this for one person, you can do this with one plate and one bowl. Just make sure you do your potatoes before you put your eggs in, because once you use your eggs, you contaminate it. Unless you're going to cook whatever you put in there, because you don't want to eat raw eggs. You want to make sure your hands are clean, paper towels are around. Keep that plastic bag as your base and your table stays clean. You don't have to wipe up afterwards as much. Now see how these are browning up real quick? And all that stuff that was in the bottom that we were worried about is all gone. It's all on the potatoes. Potatoes are already pre-cooked, pre-warmed. So all we're doing now is just adding flavoring to them. Isn't that cool? All we did was just add the flavor. You could do 2 eggs and 1 potato. We'll do 1 person. You use large, medium, whatever size you want. All depends on how much your egg is and how much you have in your egg and omelet. And what I'm doing now is I'm just flipping them over so that our eggs, our potatoes, are fried on both sides. It's that simple. And you can let them set and fry to your, as much as you want them to fry. We could let them fry 5 minutes if we want. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to give them a couple more minutes to sizzle down. We'll turn them over once or twice. Then we'll throw them on an extra plate. Alrighty, the eggs are, home fries I should say. The eggs are next. Take the home fries, they're all little fries. We put them on a plate on the side here for a second. It's all nice and hot and sizzly. You gotta have to check your heat to make sure you get what you want. And then what we do, the cheese goes on last, so you kind of set that off to the side. Use that in your little bowls. What we got is some ham. We throw that on there. And that's going to cook in a second. Get all sizzly. We're warming it up so that people like. We're doing 2, so we have 2 hams here. Let that. Alrighty, we flip the ham over. You can see how it's cooked on one side. You kind of hear it sizzle a little bit. We throw it down in here. We put it off to the side. Swirl it around so we get a nice juice on the bottom of the pan. For the eggs are going in next. And here's the eggs. See how they're a little more. You can give them a good whip when it's over the pan, so that you make sure that the water, the yolk, and the white it's in there all gets hooked up together. So you don't want it to blend. And if you can get a little air in it, it even makes it better. If you use a blender, really get a nice egg. We don't have a blender available, so we kind of get some water. See the bubbles on the edges? So we know we're getting a good stir in there. So it's all stirred up. And then you just pour it in the pan. It's good if your pan is level. And then we take some aluminum foil, like this, as much as you need. Flip it off. We'll try to put it around there for maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes, because you got to cook the egg all the way through, so what's even on top isn't runny. And that's it. Okay, we popped off the aluminum foil. We're going to take our ham with our fingers, lay it up on top real nice. We might have waited a second too long, I don't know. Kind of hot. Got a bunch of our cheese we throw on there. And what we want to do is we want to melt this down. So we try to take this layer. It's not too burnt. No, doesn't look bad. Get it up on top best you can. Kind of move it to the center. Use our fingers if we have to. And we take our aluminum foil and we throw it back on top just for a minute or so. Not very long, because that's going to melt the cheese. Alrighty, now what you can also do, this is an add-on I thought about a second ago. I usually do this. I throw my potatoes back in there next to the omelet. Isn't that nice? Then it's nice and warm. We throw the top back on while our cheese melts. Our home fries warm back up. Here we go. We've got our cheese partly melted. We made this for 2 people, so we have to cut it in half. Get our little serving dish right here. Comes out like a piece of pie, isn't it cool? And you pick out your ham fries for that. Toss them onto the side. And you got to remember now, we were making this for 2. If we made it for 1, you'd have less ingredients. So you'd be able to do the whole meal with 1 plate and 1 bowl and 1 plastic bag. And everything would all, when you're all done, goes into the trash bag. We're finished eating this. That'll go into the trash bag. And we also have plastic silverware to go with it. And there's your breakfast with a hot plate and coffee. Alrighty, here's the final. What I want to make sure everybody knows. This is done. We got to wash it with soap and water. We got all our garbage in one little plat so we can throw it away. It's nice. I know it's a plastic bag, but it keeps the rodents and stuff getting into it. And something that's the most important part of the whole thing. When I was done with this is in a strip plug. So when I'm finished at the end of the day, I know I'm leaving. I hit the button. The lights are out. And I know I've turned off my hot plate. I always unplug my hot plate when I'm done, so that I know I don't accidentally turn the switches, hit it with my hand, because this is my workbench at work. This is basically what we're gearing this towards, just something you can do at home. Your workbench in your garage, your little shop, you got an area that you can make you can still eat good here, and you don't have to get your kitchen at home, wake up the family in the morning. You can just get out, get gone, and you're good to go. Hardly any little effort at all. And this whole meal didn't take 15 minutes. We stretched it out, but there's not 15 minutes cook time here completely. This is why you're doing your eggs. You got your coffee running. You can do all your prep work. By the time your pan is hot, you're ready to go. It's very quick.